Hi, I'm Blue Hair Dave, and in this video, I'm going to show you how I bought a brand new Ford Raptor from the dealership for about $20,000 less than most people are paying for it. And also, ultimately, how it only cost me about $166 a month. But first, thanks for coming to my channel. I make easy to follow and sometimes funny videos on things like how to start your own business, work from home, making money online, current events, and other cool stuff that I like, and I've also been lucky enough to do. My goal is to inform and entertain you on ways to make and save money. I also go behind the scenes on what it's like to work for yourself from home and all the cool stuff that goes with that. If you're into any of these topics, please subscribe and hit the bell now. Also, hit the like button on this video because it really helps me and my channel out. It's kind of like sending me $1, but you have to hit the button and it's free for you to do, and it really helps the algorithm. So let's get into our topic today. Okay, so first things first. This was my all-time favorite car that I ever had. All right, Raptors are awesome. They're fun to drive. They're fast for a truck. They feel like luxury, but you can take them anywhere. So if you own one, you probably know what I'm talking about. And if you're looking at one, you probably know what I'm talking about if you've seen the videos. In fact, I took it out to Ocotillo Will. Some people call it Ocotillo, but who knows how that's pronounced. But I live in Southern California. And I was doing some washboards with it. And it almost handled too well is the story that I always tell. Because instead, like if you were like in an old Bronco or something, you would have been like, your head be smashing everywhere. This thing was like, it was almost like driving on the freeway going over these washboards. It was really incredible. You could really get some speed. It was my favorite all-time car that I owned. So it was an awesome car. And I only hold my cars or trucks on for about 3 to 5 years, whatever it is. My whole life, I had one, it breaks down, I sell it, or I have one, I just want something else. So I hold on to it for about 3 to 5 years, and this one was really special to me. It was my dream car. The first time I saw it, I saw it on the street, and I was like, I gotta have one of these. And so I just wanted to go ahead and get one. So I had to figure out, how am I gonna get this car? So of course, when you want to go buy something, what do? You go online, you start looking at videos and reviews, and is it worth it? Should I get it compared to this and compared to that? And there's really nothing much like a Ford Raptor out there. And by the interest you can see on YouTube and other spots, there's a lot of Ford Raptor type things out there. So I went online and I went to fordraptorforum.com. I think there's another one out there too. Sorry if I forget your name, but I was on there for a while talking to people and doing a lot of research. And I'm going to tell you how I was able to buy this for about $20,000 less than everybody else. And my monthly payment for that, it costed me on average, I estimated about $166.66, number of the beast, to own this car, which is crazy, right? And I'll tell you how I arrived at that. I also have something else in here too that I got that was pretty cool. So here's what I would do if I were you, if you're looking for, if you're in the market to buy one, and here's what you should look for. So I went online, I researched everything about this. What parts do I want? What do I want on it? What options? All that stuff. And people had different opinions about different things, the colors they like, all that stuff. There's so much you could learn online from these forums. And the other cool thing about these forums is that there's guys that work at dealerships, Ford dealerships, or run dealerships that work in different departments that are on this forum, and they're trying to get people to buy these trucks, okay? Because they make a really good, they're a real good money maker for the Ford dealerships is selling these trucks. And they don't sell them at the base price, right? So they make a much bigger profit on these types of cars. And so on Ford Raptor forum, and by the way, it's not like a sponsored thing or anything, but there's like a couple, just Google Ford Raptor and a forum and these things will come up. So a lot of the options on there was, I was looking, and I live in San Diego, in Southern California, it's pretty expensive, right? So in order to buy one of these, around me, the going price is, I don't know, $75,000 to $85,000, $70,000 to $85,000, maybe somewhere like at 65. And so, but I'd see ones in Texas that were like 58, 55. And I was like, And different parts of the country, like South Carolina or Georgia, these dealers had them for less. And I was like, okay, so maybe I should buy one out of state and have it shipped to me. And then if there's any kind of California compliance in the great state of California, for the emissions or whatever it is, I'd have to maybe, pay $500-600, maybe even $1,000 to have it added on. But if I'm saving $15,000 on the truck, maybe it's worth it. So I was looking at all those options, and I would talk to people on the forums and ask questions, and I was kind of reserved to doing that. And I said, well, before I do this, because you can get one cheaper if you live in California or like New York, I think they probably cost more, but you can buy one in other parts of the country where maybe the average person doesn't earn the same amount, so they can sell these trucks. They have to sell them for less instead of more. The whole supply and demand thing. And so what I did is I said, what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to all these dealerships, and I'm going to start calling and emailing. And I know a lesson is, not to divert, is the squeaky wheel gets the worm, right? So you don't get what you want unless you ask for it. And that's something that I learned many years ago in my business life. So what I did is I emailed, called everybody, and insisted. I'm like, hey, here's what this cost. First of all, I went to go build it online. So it's like, build your truck. And then it tells you exactly what it's going to cost, what it should cost. But the dealerships don't have it anywhere near that price, not for the Raptor. So I had the build, I had everything I wanted. I printed out the paperwork, and then I'd call and I'd email all these people. Some dealerships, the internet guy never even got back to me. And now I'm an internet marketer, as my, that's my day job, is internet marketing. And so one of the dealerships near me went in to get it after I had gotten the car. Spoiler alert, I bought a Raptor. I went in and they're like, oh, why didn't you buy it from us? And I was like, I called your guy and I emailed him and he never got back to me. And I was a cash buyer and nobody got back to me. And so I think they fired that guy after that. But I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't call back. But when I got a hold of people at the places that actually would talk to me, what I did is, and I said, here's the price for it should cost, and I'm going to pay you $1,000 more so you make a profit. Here's the cost. I'll pay you $1,000, maybe $500, right? And I was going between $500 and $1,000 more. And everybody said, no. The places that were really expensive laughed at me. They said, we don't have to sell that to you for that price. And that's probably what was going on. I don't know, right? One dealership I went into, a Ford place, and I had bought a truck there previously, like 10 years prior, 8 years prior, maybe, I don't know, 7 years. I don't know, who knows how, which earlier it was. I knew the price of what it should be when you build it. And I knew they could make some money if they sold it. I said, I want to buy the truck from you. And the one dealership, I think it was Mossy Ford. And I said, hey, I'll buy this from you for $500 over this price on the thing. And I know they have built-in price, even on the build price. And he says, we could do that, but it's going to take 6 months to get it. And I said, I don't care. Let me put a deposit down. The guy said, okay. So I got my truck, and I think I got it for $51,500. And I think the build, or maybe I got it for $52,000 or something like that. And I know it was $500 over the invoice of the build price. And so it came in 6 months later. There was some trouble getting a hold of it and the ordering, and I had to call like a bunch of times because the guy who sold it to me wasn't working there, because car dealerships go through a lot of turnover. Then they had some other woman who was helping me, and then she wasn't working there anymore. And then finally I had to get the owner's attention. And then he got somebody call me every 3 days with an update. Here's your number. It's going to be here. And then I got it. It was like 6 months later, maybe 5 months later. And I got the truck. And I went in and I bought it. And that was it. They weren't super happy about not making more money on that because it was probably the least expensive truck that they sold. But the moral of the story is that you gotta do the research, dig in, and you could probably get the price that you want for it. If you have to go out of state, do that, or just try every gut in your area. And what happened too, I think with this one is I might have suggested that there was another dealership that was doing it for $1,000 over, and if they did $500 over, then I'd buy it from them right now on the spot and give them a deposit for $5,000 or whatever, and I check. And they said, sure. The other thing I found on the message boards, love the message boards, it's an old technology but still works, is there were guys on there about the extended warranty. And I was worried about the truck, and I was like, well, what if this breaks? It's an expensive truck. And I was able to get a 72,000 mile warranty, or 5 or 7 year warranty, I forget what it was. And that would have been very expensive. But I also knew what their wholesale price was on that from the forum. I don't remember the exact amount, but I basically offered the wholesale price. Say that when you go in there, the guy's like, all right, that'll be $2,000. We'll just tack it on. You'll pay it in installments. No big deal. You're covered for 7 years. Have peace of mind. Blah, 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 blah. And so what I did is I knew the wholesale price was like $600 or something on it for the extended warranty, or $700. I don't remember the exact amount, but it was very low. And I said, no, but I'll buy it from you for $800. And he laughed. And I was like, I know you're making $100 on this. And that's his money from what I gather from guys that work at the dealerships. And so I was like, I'm not buying it for that price. You can buy it for this price. I'll give you a 10-star review, because reviews are very important to these the car dealer guys. And car dealer guys, comment below. I wasn't being a jerk about it, but I was like, you're going to get your $100 and I get my warranty. We're both happy. And they did it. And so I got the warranty for super cheap. And for all I know, they made hundreds of more, but I still got it for much less than they tried to sell it to before. So I got the car for way cheaper, underpriced, probably $20,000. There's places, I think it's called, it's in Carlsbad, it's a Ford dealership. They're selling these things for $70,000 to $90,000 still today. And they were back then too, when I bought this. So I got it for about $20,000, $15,000 to $25,000 less than other people were paying for the same cars. I got to order what I wanted and have it built for me. And I got the warranty for super cheap as well. So research warranties, go to the forums and all that kind of stuff. Now, here's how I arrived at the price of what it cost me, okay? So I sold this car because I don't hold on to cars for super long. And it was a big truck, and I was like, you know what? I think I would like to get a luxury sedan. And I'd never owned a luxury sedan because I'm more of a pickup. I've had pickup trucks for decades. And so I sold this truck. And guess what? They really, 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 really hold their value. And I was able to sell it for like $42,500 or something like that. And so here's how I arrived at $166 a month. So I owned this car for 5 years. I maybe lost $9,999 or whatever about owning it, because I owned it for 5 years and my haircut was about $10,000. I bought it for about $10,000 more than I sold it for after 5 years of owning it and driving it. Okay? Ford Raptor, right? So if you're on the fence, if you can manage to do this, now I don't put a ton of miles on my cars. I work from my house. Of course, you're watching this video, and I teach people how to work from home, and how to work from home efficiently, and how to survive doing a home office, and just doing things remotely. That's what the channel's about, right? So I don't drive all that much, maybe 10,000, 8,000, 10,000 miles a year. So that helped in the sale price. So if you average out the $9,999, whatever that difference of between when I bought it and what I sold it for, and over 5 years, that ends up being about $166 a month is what the Raptor cost me. So that was awesome. I am looking to maybe get one again. It'll be about my Mercedes I have now. The sedan's cool. It's so much easier to park and things like that. The Raptor is, you got to maneuver, and it's a little bit of a pain, especially if you live with places like California where they have cramped parking spots for everything's. Half the spots don't even fit the whole car in it because they're supposed to fit like a Prius or whatever. So, but I'm looking to get another one maybe, but I want a V8, and I heard they're supposed to do a model with the V8 engine before they go to the next type, and I might get one if they have those next year. So that's my story. If you have a similar story, please let me know and comment below about any of your stories. Like and subscribe, please, to the channel if you want to hear about any other cool stuff that I do. I put videos up all the time, probably 5, 6, 7 days a week. I'm adding videos now. If you want to learn how to do stuff from home or other things, fun stuff I do, I make it entertaining. This one's more of a story about how to save some money and how I was able to do it. I really enjoyed talking with you guys today. Comment below. I answer a lot of the comments, and sometimes people ask me to make videos, and I'll make them on demand when people ask for it. I'm Blue Hair Dave, and have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.